Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
Hey guys, I wanted to make this video because I have a new challenge program coming up, and with all my past challenges, the biggest problem that people have is just learning how to track their macros, learning how to use the MyFitnessPal app, get it set up, and just learning how to tweak portion sizes and your foods just to like hit those macros. Getting used to tracking your macros is hard. Getting used to like your portion sizes and being able to kind of manipulate like different portion sizes of different foods to make everything fit your macros is difficult, and it's definitely difficult for someone who's never done it before. It does get a lot easier the longer that you do it. The biggest piece of advice that I always have for all of my clients who do my challenges or start their coaching with me is to plan ahead of time. I cannot emphasize that enough. I know that my clients get tired of me hearing me say that, but anytime my client is like, I'm having a lot of trouble hitting these macros, I'm having a lot of trouble like getting all this stuff in, I'm like, are you planning it ahead of time? Because you have to plan this ahead of time. It's extremely difficult to just go meal by meal and put your macros in and still be able to hit all your macros at the end of the day and not go over on your macros at the end of the day and not have to starve yourself at the end of the day because you ate all of your macros way too early in the day. So you have to plan ahead of time. I still plan ahead of time. I plan my entire day the day before, and I've been tracking macros for almost 2 years. So, and I still plan everything ahead of time. You can definitely make tweaks to it, like if something comes up. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to set yourself up a MyFitnessPal account. You can either go on your computer and set that up, you can download the app and set it up, or you can go to MyFitnessPal.com on your cell phone and set up your account. I'll kind of like walk you through how to set up your account, how to set up your macro goals in the app, and just kind of give you like a little tour of the app and kind of get you more familiar with that. Here we go. Of course, you'd be able to see this a whole lot better if you were on a computer. But basically, of course, I already have an account. This is what MyFitnessPal.com looks like. What I'm gonna do to get this all set up right is I'm at home right now. I'm gonna go over here to settings, and then I'm gonna go down to diary settings. This is like my food diary. Okay, nutrients tracked. This, you want to change this to be carbohydrates, fat, protein, fiber, and sugar. This is what we are going to track. For all of my clients, all of my challenges, this is what we track. So make sure that carbohydrates, fat, protein, fiber, and sugar are the nutrients that you're tracking. You can put them in any order. You don't have to do this. This is like a premium feature. I never require any of my clients to get the premium MyFitnessPal because you have to pay for that. I always just use the free version. The default add food view, I put it on recent. So basically it'll pull up like any recent foods that I've used. You can also put it on your frequent foods or my foods, meals, recipes, whatever. I just put it on recent foods because I tend to eat the same things over and over again. Like my meals are the same meals, just on different days and in different portions. Okay, this is what I need to change. My meal names. I always suggest that my clients eat either 4, 5, or 6 times per day. If you can eat 6 times per day, eat 6 times per day, have 3 meals and 3 snacks. I personally eat 5 times a day. It's good to put your meal names in here to kind of keep you on track, because if you don't do this and you open up the app, I'm pretty sure all you have is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. I'm gonna have breakfast. My snack 1 is always my post-workout meal. Okay, so breakfast and then post-workout, and then I have a lunch, and then I have snack, and then I eat something right before bed. So then I'm just gonna have to move this up here. Some people prefer to put like your times in here. So this would be like 5 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and then like 8 or 9 p.m. But this is definitely, you have to edit this on the website. You can't edit it from MyFitnessPal app. I don't. Calorie adjustments, I do not enable negative adjustments. And your diary sharing needs to be friends only, or you can make it public if you want, but make sure you add me as a friend so that I can see your diary. Anytime I'm having an issue with someone like just not showing progress, or they're having issues with their digestion or something, I always have to go and look at their diary to see what they're eating. So that's how you set up your MyFitnessPal. Now I'm going to show you around the actual MyFitnessPal app. You can buy it in the App Store. It is for free. You do not need premium for any of my challenges, any of my coaching. So when you open up your app, you're going to come to your homepage. It automatically is going to show you how many calories you have remaining for the day. For my challenges, I don't have you track calories, you track the macros, so your calorie counts up here don't really matter. But this is my homepage. Any of your friends' stuff will be on this page. Your diary is down here, and it'll show you what you've had for breakfast, how many calories is always up here in this corner. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you where to go to update these goals. So you go down here to more, and you're gonna go into goals, and then none of this stuff right here matters. You don't have to worry about your weight. Actually, if you do edit your weight, MyFitnessPal automatically changes your food goals. So watch that if you do edit these. So we're gonna go to calorie and macronutrient goals. This is where you can put in the goals and the macros that I send you. So the reason I send you your calorie count is this. You have to change your calorie count for these grams to be what they need to be. So those are the total amount of calories that I'm having. And it goes by percentages. If you do premium, you can just like plug in grams, but it gets close enough. Carbs right now are at 310 grams. So this is at 291, so I need to make it up a little bit. Okay, that's 320, so it's a little high. My protein is at 160, and my fat is at 50. I'm gonna bring this back down, and we're gonna put this back up. So this is showing 291 carbs. It needs to be 310. Protein is at 160, and right now it's at 175. Fat is at 52, and it should be at 50. But that's as close as these percentages will let me go to my actual calorie goals. And it's at 100%, so I can click the check mark and it'll save it. Then you need to go into additional nutrient goals, and fiber and sugar are the only two that you're gonna have to change. So you just click that and it'll let you get your fiber and your sugar goals in here. So those are now set. Okay, so once you set up your goals and stuff, you can go into your diary. When you turn it sideways and you scroll all the way down, it shows you what your goal is for each macro. So your carb goal, your fat goal, your protein goal, and then how many macros you have remaining in each one. So it also shows you your macro breakdown for each of your meals if you turn it sideways. And this is where I always go to make sure that these totals, so make sure these totals match what my macro goals are. So just alter food. Of course, I need to add food to hit my macro goals. So to actually like add your food in the app, if there's nothing in here, so like for lunch, I don't have anything. So I can just go into add food. And let's say I was gonna eat some turkey, so I do turkey. Okay, it's gonna do 1 ounce and then 4 servings, so it's gonna be 4 ounces of turkey. But say I'm only gonna have 3 ounces, I just click here, change it to 3, okay? And then click this little check mark and it puts it in there. And then add another food. If I was gonna have like rice, and this is 100 grams is the serving size. Number of servings is 1.5, so that's gonna be 150 grams. Hey guys, so my camera died in the middle of that, so I'm gonna kind of pick up where I left off. I was showing you guys how to adjust your portion sizes and how the serving size and then the number of servings, that's how you can adjust your portion sizes with your food. And a really easy way to be able to adjust those really quickly is to use the foods on the grocery list that I provide to my clients. Anyone who does my challenges or my macro coaching gets a grocery list of recommended foods. They're broken down by macro, and it gives you like an estimate of what the macros already are for a certain serving size. But those foods on the grocery list, there's like 50, there's probably like over 50 foods on that grocery list. But those are really nutrient dense foods, which mean that they're dense in one nutrient. So they're broken down by protein, fat, and carbs. So the protein sources have a lot of protein in them and not a lot of fat and not a lot of carbs. The fat sources have a lot of fat in them, but not a lot of protein, not a lot of carbs. The carb sources have a lot of carbs in them, but not a lot of fat and not a lot of protein. So if you use foods like that, it's really easy to manipulate your macros to fit everything into your macros. So if you make your whole meal plan for the day and you realize you don't have enough carbs in there, you can just add more rice or add more oats or add more Ezekiel bread. Or if you have too much protein listed as your meals, you know, you can just like maybe take your 4 ounces of chicken and change it down to 3 ounces. Or take your whole cup of egg whites and make it like half a cup of egg whites. So it makes it really easy and really simple to change your meal plan if you use those nutrient-dense foods. That's one reason that I always use those foods, or I use those foods probably 90% of the time. And the other reason I use those foods is because those are the foods that are going to work the best with your body. Oatmeal, rice cakes, rice products in general, Ezekiel bread, chicken, tuna, lean beef, and then like your oil, like coconut oil, avocado oil. Those are just the foods that are going to work really well with your body. And they're just really easy to track. You can manipulate them so easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I create my meal plan for the day. Tomorrow for me, I'm going to go ahead and make my meal plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow for me is a rest day. So the macros that I had earlier are not the macros that I'm going to use tomorrow because my macros are lower on rest days. I do lower macros sometimes for my clients, but not all the time. It just is on a case-by-case basis. But mine are lower on my rest days than my other days because I'm not expending as much energy on my rest days. So it's also good to know that if you do have your goals listed in MyFitnessPal, that like you keep your actual goals, your actual macro goals in mind. So for me, my macros, as you saw how I had to change it earlier, my macro goals are always the same in MyFitnessPal, but my macros change a lot. But I do not go in and change my macro goals all the time because I can just remember what my macros should be. And I just look at my totals for the day. I don't look at how many I have remaining and all that stuff, but it is a really good tool for those beginners to see how many you have remaining and what you've already hit for the day. So I'm going to show you how to make my rest day macros. Macros for my rest days are 230 carb, 70 fat, and 180 protein. So I'll show you guys how I do that right now. So welcome to my floor. I'm going to go into my diary. These are my meals for today, but I know that my last rest day was Friday. So I can look at all these meals. I'll turn my phone sideways and see what my macros actually were. 222 carb, 67 fat, 181 protein. For all my clients, I recommend staying within 10 grams of your macro goals per macro. So my goal is 230 carbs. I'm at 222, so I'm fine. Goal is 70 for my fats. It's at 67, so I'm fine. Goal is 180 for my protein. I'm at 181, so I'm fine. And I'm tracking my fiber, which is 35 grams. I have to get at least 30 grams a day. And so I'm good there. And right now I'm not watching my sugars, but my clients usually are. So for this, I already have everything in here from last Friday. So to make it just really easy, once you get a meal plan in that you know that you like and you have all the foods for it, all you have to do is go to these 3 little dots down here at the end of the meal and click those and hit copy to date at the bottom. And then breakfast for tomorrow. And it's going to tomorrow. And then I go to the next meal. And I'll do that for all my meals. I think that was all of them. 1, 2, 3. That was only 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I realized what happened. Earlier, I changed my schedule. I changed my titles of my food, and I did have 6 entries listed, and now I only have 5, and so it combined the 2. Okay, so I am going to leave that, but I'm just going to change some things around, which is a good thing to show you guys. You can copy everything over, and then if you need to change a couple things, you can. So this is what I'm still going to have for breakfast tomorrow. I'm sorry this isn't focusing very well. I do factor in my fish oil that I take. This is Ezekiel bread. I have 2 slices of sesame Ezekiel bread with 50 grams of avocado on them. And then I have 2 slices of cinnamon raisin Ezekiel bread, 1 cup of egg whites, and 1 tablespoon of reduced sugar ketchup for my breakfast. That's on rest days. That's just before I go to work. And then 3 or 4 hours later, I have 3 ounces of chicken, 81 grams of green beans, 4 white cheddar rice cakes, and then around for my lunch, which is usually around 1, I'll have broccoli and turkey. So 87 grams of broccoli, 4 ounces of turkey, and then oats, 40 grams of oats, and then 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in my oats. This is actually one of my lower carb meals, so I try to put more fat in there. You want to keep your fats and your carbs separate most of the time. And then this is where it's off. So this stuff needs to be in my snack. So this isn't what I'm going to eat for bedtime. I'm going to eat that for a snack. So I'm just going to take all of this and do copy to date. And I'm going to do snack for tomorrow instead, because right now it's at bedtime, so I'm just going to move it up, and then all this bedtime stuff I'm just going to take it out. So you just swipe left and hit delete and it removes your foods. So now I'm going to see where I'm at. I'm at 186 carb, 46 fat, 147 protein. So I'm going to just add what I'm going to have for bed, or right before I go to bed. I always have egg whites because I just like having breakfast for dinner every single night. I'm going to have some Ezekiel toast, some sesame Ezekiel bread. I'm going to have ketchup on my egg whites because that's a thing that I've just been in right now. So here's the reduced sugar ketchup. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in there. And now I'm going to turn this and see where I'm at. So I'm at 217 carbs, so I still need some more carbs. I'm at 47 fats, so I need to get up to 70 fats. And my proteins are just fine, so I don't need to add any more protein. But my carbs are still low, and my fats are still low. So I'm going to put in some avocado. I'm a very huge advocate of avocado. I'll do 50 grams of avocado. Now I'm going to see where I'm at. 222 carbs, 54 fats, 181 protein. I'm definitely done with my protein, and honestly, I'm okay with my carbs being right there because I'm only 8 grams off. So now I just need fats. I'm at 54. I'm just going to add some coconut oil because that is a fat that has no other nutrient in it. Let's see. So 10 grams of coconut oil will get me up to 64 fats. I need it to be at 70 fats. So I'm going to make this 16 grams of coconut oil. And so now I'm at 222 carbs, which is close enough to 230. 70 grams of fat, which my goal is 70, so that's spot on. And 181 protein. My protein goal was 180, so that is definitely good. And 35 fiber, so I'm totally good here. So this is my whole day for tomorrow. And when I do meal prep, I'll meal prep this post-workout meal because I'm not home for that meal. I will pack my lunch meal because I'm not home for that meal. And I'll pack this snack meal because I'm not home for that meal. So I hope this little tutorial helped you guys out, showed you guys kind of how to track your macros a little bit easier. Again, tracking your macros is difficult at first, but you will get used to it. You will be able to track everything faster. You'll be able to make adjustments faster. You'll start knowing what's in your food, which is really important when you're trying to diet and trying to lose weight, or for any fitness goal. It's really good to know what is in the foods that you're eating, what nutrients are in there. And also the MyFitnessPal app remembers foods as you use them more. So it makes it really easier when you search for foods. If there's any more questions that you guys have, especially my clients, do not hesitate to reach out and ask me questions on tracking foods or setting up MyFitnessPal, or if you're having an issue in MyFitnessPal, reach out to me and ask me. I definitely will help you guys as much as I can. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions, or if you have any outstanding issues with tracking your macros. If you're not sure how you're supposed to track something, let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. Bye.